This is why many elderly people will not live past 82. If you are old, you need to see this now. Hey there, my wise friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about living healthier, happier, and longer, especially in our golden years. I'm so glad you're here today, because we're diving into something incredibly important. The title of this video might have caught your attention. This is why many elderly people will not live past 82. If you are old, you need to see this now. And trust me, this isn't just clickbait. It's a wake-up call wrapped in love and care. I know that sounds heavy, but don't worry. This isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you with knowledge, practical tips, and a little bit of wisdom to help you live not just longer, but better. I'm speaking to you like I would to a close friend or family member because, honestly, that's how I see you. You're part of this community, and I want you to thrive in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. So why 82? Well, in many Western countries like the US, UK, and Canada, the average life expectancy hovers around 78 to 82 years. But here's the thing, average doesn't mean destiny. Some folks sail past 90, even 100, full of energy and joy, while others struggle to make it to their 80s. What's the difference? That's what we're unpacking today. I've spent years researching health, aging, and wellness, talking to doctors, nutritionists, and even folks in their 90s who are still out there gardening, dancing, or writing books. And I've learned that there are specific reasons, habits, choices, and mindsets that often hold people back from living longer, healthier lives. Today, I'm sharing those with you, along with practical steps you can take starting right now to beat the odds. Grab a cup of tea, coffee, or maybe just a comfy seat, and let's dive in. This is going to be a heart-to-heart, and by the end, you'll feel inspired and ready to take charge of your health and happiness. 1. The myth of it's just aging. Let's start with a big misconception, the idea that declining health is just part of getting old. I hear this all the time. Oh, my knees hurt because I'm old, or I'm tired all the time. It's just my age. Friends, that's not entirely true. While aging does bring changes, many of the aches, pains, and energy slumps we experience aren't inevitable. They're often signs of habits or conditions we can address. Take my friend Linda, for example. She's 68, lives in Ohio, and used to think her constant fatigue and joint pain were just what happens when you hit your 60s. She'd given up on feeling good, but then she saw a doctor who ran some tests and found out she had a vitamin D deficiency and early signs of arthritis. With a few changes, some supplements, gentle exercise, and a better diet, she's now out walking her dog every day, feeling like she's 50 again. The lesson? Don't accept it's just aging as an excuse. Get curious about your symptoms and talk to a healthcare professional. So, what's one reason people don't make it past 82? They ignore small health issues, thinking they're normal, until those issues snowball into something bigger. Heart disease, diabetes, and even osteoporosis often start with subtle signs that go unchecked. The fix? Regular checkups. If you're over 50, make sure you're seeing your doctor at least once a year for blood work, blood pressure checks, and screenings like mammograms or colonoscopies. These aren't fun, I know, but they catch problems early when they're easy to treat. Action step. Schedule that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Even if you feel fine, knowledge is power. And if something's been bothering you, fatigue, aches, anything, write it down and bring it up. Don't let it slide. 2. The silent killer. Stress and loneliness. Now, let's talk about something that doesn't always show up on a doctor's chart, but can shave years off your life. Stress and loneliness. In our busy world, it's easy to feel disconnected, especially as we get older. Maybe your kids have moved away. You've retired, or you've lost a spouse or close friend. That sense of isolation isn't just tough emotionally, it's dangerous for your health. Studies from places like Harvard and the National Institute on Aging show that chronic loneliness can increase your risk of heart disease, dementia, and even early death by as much as 26%. That's huge. And stress? It's like pouring fuel on the fire. When you're stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, which over time can weaken your immune system, raise your blood pressure, and mess with your sleep. I'll share a story about my neighbor, Tom. He's 74, a retired teacher in the UK. After his wife passed away, he stopped going out. He'd sit at home, watch TV, and barely talk to anyone. His health started declining. High blood pressure, trouble sleeping, no energy. But then he joined a local walking group. Just 30 minutes of walking and chatting with new friends a few times a week changed everything. His blood pressure improved. He started smiling again, and last month, he even led a hike. Connection saved him. Action step. Find one way to connect this week. It could be calling an old friend, joining a book club, or volunteering at a local charity. If you're not sure where to start, check out community centers or online groups like meetup.com. And for stress, try something simple like deep breathing for 5 minutes a day. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. It's a game changer. 3. The food trap. Eating like you're still 30. Let's move on to food because, oh boy, this is a big one. As we age, our bodies change. Our metabolism slows, our muscles need more support, and our digestive systems get a bit pickier. But so many of us keep eating the same way we did in our 30s or 40s. Processed food, sugary snacks, or giant portions that don't serve us anymore. I was guilty of this myself. In my 50s, I loved my nightly ice cream and fast food runs. But by my early 60s, I was sluggish, my cholesterol was creeping up, and I gained weight that made my knees ache. A nutritionist friend sat me down and said, "You're not feeding your body for now." She was right. I started focusing on whole foods, veggies, lean proteins, healthy fats like avocado and nuts, and cut back on sugar. Within months, I had more energy and my cholesterol dropped 20 points. Here's the kicker. Poor diet is linked to so many conditions that shorten life expectancy: heart disease, diabetes, even some cancers. A study from the American Heart Association found that people who eat a Mediterranean-style diet, lots of fruits, veggies, fish, and olive oil, live longer and have fewer chronic diseases. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about choosing foods that love you back. Action step. This week, swap one unhealthy food for a nutrient-packed alternative. Love soda? Try sparkling water with a splash of lemon. Crave chips? Grab a handful of almonds. And aim to fill half your plate with colorful veggies at every meal. Your body will thank you. 4. The exercise myth. You don't need to run marathons. Now, let's talk about movement. I know the word exercise can feel intimidating, especially if you're dealing with joint pain or low energy. But here's the good news. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay healthy. The key is consistent, gentle movement. The World Health Organization says adults over 65 should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. That's just 20 to 30 minutes a day. Walking, swimming, yoga, or even gardening counts. Exercise keeps your heart strong, your muscles flexible, and your mood lifted. It also reduces your risk of falls, which is a major cause of injury for older adults. I love the story of my Aunt Clara, who's 80 and lives in California. She never liked gyms, but she started doing chair yoga at her senior center. At first, she thought it was too easy to make a difference. But after a few months, she could climb stairs without pain and felt stronger than she had in years. Now she's teaching the class. Action step. Find a type of movement you enjoy and start small. If you're new to exercise, try a 10-minute walk every day or follow a beginner yoga video on YouTube. If you're already active, add a little strength training with light weights or resistance bands to keep your bones strong. 5. The power of purpose and mindset. Finally, let's talk about something that ties everything together. Purpose and mindset. People who live past 82, past 90, even often have one thing in common. They have a reason to get up in the morning. Maybe it's gardening, volunteering, spending time with grandkids, or learning a new skill. Having purpose keeps you engaged, active, and hopeful. There's a concept in Japan called ikigai, your reason for being. Studies from Okinawa, where people live some of the longest lives in the world, show that having ikigai lowers stress and boosts mental health. On the flip side, a negative mindset, feeling like life's over or you're too old to try new things, can sap your energy and even weaken your immune system. I met a man named George at a community event in Texas. He's 87 and still writes poetry every day. When I asked him his secret to staying so vibrant, he said, "I decided I'm not done yet. There's always something new to learn or share." That stuck with me. Your mindset shapes your health more than you might realize. Action step. Reflect on what brings you joy or purpose. It could be as simple as tending to your plants or as big as starting a blog to share your life lessons. Write down one thing you'd love to try or do more of, and take a small step toward it this week. And when negative thoughts creep in, challenge them with a positive affirmation like, "I'm strong, capable, and full of life." 6. Bonus. Sleep and hydration, the unsung heroes. Before we wrap up, I can't skip 2 unsung heroes of healthy aging. Sleep and hydration. Poor sleep is linked to everything from heart disease to memory problems. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a calming bedtime routine, maybe some light reading or a warm bath, and keep your bedroom cool and dark. And water? It's like oil for your body's engine. Dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, and even increase your risk of falls. A good rule of thumb is to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day, more if you're active or live in a warm climate. Action step. Set a bedtime reminder to wind down 30 minutes earlier, and keep a reusable water bottle with you to sip throughout the day. Small changes, big impact. Wow. We've covered a lot today, haven't we? From debunking the "it's just aging" myth to embracing movement, connection, and purpose. You now have a roadmap to not just live past 82, but to thrive in your later years. I hope you're feeling inspired and empowered because you deserve to live a life full of energy, joy, and meaning. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one action step from this video. Whether it's scheduling a doctor's visit, joining a local group, or swapping soda for water, and start today. Small steps lead to big changes, and I'm rooting for you every step of the way. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about. It could make a huge difference in their life too. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our weekly tips on healthy aging, life lessons, and timeless wisdom. Before I go, I want to leave you with a quote that's been on my mind. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It's never too late to invest in your health and happiness. Thanks for spending this time with me. You're not just part of this channel. You're part of a community of wise, wonderful people who are choosing to live their best lives. Let's keep growing, learning, and thriving together. I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep shining.